Hey everyone and welcome. So today, we're going to crack open a really fascinating idea. The thought that inside all that complex code of the blockchain, there are some pretty profound, timeless lessons about, well, us, about human nature. We're diving into the key insights from the book The Secret Life of Coins to see what kind of wisdom is hiding inside digital money.
Okay, so let's start with this big question. It sounds a little strange, right? How can a digital coin teach you anything about life? But think about it. The journey of a single coin, from the moment it's created to every single place it goes, is a permanent story. And it turns out that story has a whole lot to teach us about things like trust, patience, and what we truly value.
You know, to really get why blockchain is such a big deal, we have to take a step back and look at the history of money. And as the book we're looking at lays out so well, the history of money is really just the history of trust.
So when you look at this timeline, you see this absolutely fascinating shift in what we as a society decide to trust. We started with the barter system, which was all about personal trust. I trust you'll give me 3 chickens for my goat. You trust me. Simple. Then we moved to trusting the material itself. Gold, silver. The value was in the object. Fast forward to digital banking, and we started placing our trust in these big middlemen. Banks, governments, the institutions who controlled everything. But of course, that came with its own set of problems, like losing control and privacy. Blockchain, well, that's the next step. It's about trusting transparent, shared technology instead of one single authority.
So if we're moving away from trusting middlemen, what's the alternative? Well, the answer is the whole idea behind blockchain. And honestly, it's way simpler than it sounds. For just a minute, forget all the complex tech, all the jargon, and just think of it like a shared public notebook.
Yeah, seriously, a community notebook. Imagine a notebook that everyone in the community gets a copy of. Anyone can look at it, and once a transaction is written down, it's there forever. It's locked in. No one, not a bank, not a government, nobody can sneak back and secretly change it. This whole setup creates a permanent, completely honest record that everyone can see and verify for themselves.
This comparison really just spells it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the old way. A traditional bank ledger is centralized, private, and editable. All the power is at the top. But on the other side, a blockchain is decentralized, public, and permanent. The power is spread out among everyone. And that's not just a small technical tweak, it's a fundamental power shift. It's about giving control back to the people.
Now here's something interesting. Blockchain isn't always the fastest system out there. Verifying transactions across a huge global network, that takes time. But that's exactly the point. The system prioritizes integrity and security over raw speed. And that teaches us a really powerful lesson. A system built on verification and transparency, well, that creates lasting strength. Turns out, slow and honest is a whole lot better than fast and fragile.
All right, so now we're getting to the real heart of this. Beyond all the tech, the argument is that the very structure of the blockchain gives us some powerful wisdom for our own lives. So let's break down 3 of these key lessons.
So, the first big lesson is learning to see the massive difference between price and value. The crypto world, as you know, is filled with noise. The price is what's hot today, what's trending on social media. It's driven by hype, by fear, by pure emotion. But true value? That's way deeper. It's about utility. It's about purpose. It's about what problem this thing actually solves in the real world.
The source just puts it perfectly. Don't chase shiny coins. Build lasting value. And look, this lesson isn't just for investors. It applies to everything, right? In our careers, are we just chasing fleeting trends, or are we building skills that have real, lasting substance? In our lives, are we seeking quick validation, or are we building genuine relationships? It's the same question.
Okay, our second lesson comes from a pretty famous or infamous crypto term, HODL. It actually started as a typo for the word hold in an old forum post, but it's since become a whole philosophy. It means holding on to your assets through all the wild market swings, fighting that urge to panic sell when things get scary. It's a mindset of patience and real conviction.
And again, this isn't just about money. The HODL mindset is really about trusting the process. Lasting success in pretty much any field rarely, if ever, comes from quick wins. It comes from consistent effort, from weathering the storms, and from believing in the long-term vision. Whether you're starting a business, learning to play an instrument, or even raising a family.
Now for the third and final lesson, and it's all about transparency. Every single action, every transaction on the blockchain is recorded forever. It creates this permanent public digital footprint. There are really no secrets, and there's absolutely nowhere to hide. This radical transparency, it forces accountability. It teaches us that all of our actions, both online and off,
are what build our reputation over time. Every honest act adds another block to our personal blockchain of credibility. And you know what? In a world where trust seems to be getting more and more scarce, integrity really is the ultimate currency.
So all of these lessons, they all kind of build up to an even bigger idea. Because at the end of the day, this amazing technology isn't just about code and computers, it's really about us. I absolutely love this point from the source material. The blockchain itself is neutral, it's just a tool. What it becomes is a direct reflection of our own intentions. It can magnify our best qualities, our ambition, our hope for a fairer system. But man, it also exposes our worst, like greed and impatience.
And that right there gets to the core of the challenge we're facing. The future of this incredibly powerful technology depends entirely on our ability to guide it with wisdom, with human values. Are we going to use it to solve real-world problems and create a more equitable world? That choice, it's ours.
So we'll end with this thought. The blockchain creates this unchangeable permanent record of every single decision made on it. And it kind of reminds us that our own actions, our choices, our words, our commitments, they're also building a permanent ledger, a legacy. So the question is, what story will your personal blockchain tell?